recording at like 4K? Or?
Oh, yeah.
Nice, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Punch-ins, baby.
Exactly. The editors are weapons free.
Fire at will.
Yeah.
Hey, deck this out. Hi, everybody. Welcome to a brand new show that we're trying here on Camp Cardboard, where I invite friends from the magical sphere, as well as just, I guess, actual one of my best friends of all time. Yeah. You know, you're making that divide. It's friends or Serge.
Or Serge. Which one is it? Friend or Serge?
And basically... The concept of the show is I just want to invite people on to talk about their favorite decks, any format at all. Talk about why they built that deck, what really draws them, and maybe talk about some of the special sauce that makes that deck tick and is so near and dear to them. So Serge, what have you brought for us today? What deck are you talking about?
So there is an archetype in Canadian Highlander that I would like to say that I pioneered.
Great.
And now Wheeler can claim a lot of stuff, Cradle, like hoof decks, a lot of weird
Lands,
stuff.
but...
No, Lands, no, don't give him credit for that. Like he has legitimately done a lot for that format.
Absolutely.
But something that I can say is mine is an archetype that I like to call Workshop Weenie.
Yeah, this is what I associate with you.
and the heart of the cards.
Listen, all right, Yu-Gi-Oh! Don't come for us here, please.
The heart of the deck is, of course, Mishra's Workshop, which is a very expensive land that taps to add 3 mana that you can only use to cast artifact spells. No abilities, no other shenanigans, just colorless artifact spells.
I mean, I imagine if you have a $4,000 land in your collection, you go, well, I have to build something around this.
I mean, to be fair, it wasn't that much when I started brewing it.
That's true.
We were getting 2025 prices. Like, I think I've been poking around with this for about 10 to 12 years.
Yeah.
And this is also the genesis of the Serge Hovermyr meme.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I've known you for so many years and whatnot, and I know how much you have this affinity for Hovermyr.
This guy.
For those of you who have never found out or been part of the genesis of why Hovermyr sort of become so integral to you.
And it's passed a little bit. I'll be clear.
Sure,
The pandemic put a big hard pause on a lot of that.
I mean, and power creep is a very real thing in Magic the Gathering.
So the heart of this deck, the way that I made it was I want to make the most oppressive 7-card opener possible. And just like the whole point of the deck was turn 1, turn 2, dump your entire hand and then cast a Wheel of Fortune.
Sure.
And then refill and something like that. And, I'm playing Ornithopter, I'm playing Memnite, I'm playing all these really cheap, derpy things, and I'm trying to maximize the number of colorless pips possible. And there are better cards. I understand that there are better cards than Hovermyr, but it's actually shocking at the time that I was brewing this how few creatures there were that were playable.
Sure.
That didn't have a colored pip in them.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, also just 0-card Cheerios cards are not something that's printed at all very often.
There's only 4.
Really?
There was Memnite, Ornithopter, Phyrexian Walker. Oh no, was it only 3? I can't remember. Yeah, I can't think of another one.
Huh. Yeah.
And then obviously you can get into the affinity creatures that get a lot cheaper at that. But like if you're talking about that dump your hand potential, and then we started getting like more interesting stuff. You got into Ensoul Artifact and weird stuff, but we don't talk about that.
The scissors.
Yeah. We're talking about Hovermyr and why it always stayed there. And this became such a meme around me. I got a promo card. Not loading ready run. I actually got an email from Blake.
Oh, no way.
And I replied back. I kid you not. I replied back, did you mean to send this to me? Not loading ready run?
Was this the okay, okay, I think I know where this is going.
He's like, oh no, trust me. We want you for this, Serge. And then it was either March of the Machines or one of the Phyrexian is back
be
sets.
one, I think.
It was Swooping Lookout.
Yes.
Which was a reprint of Hovermyr, but for a single white pip. It was the exact same card. It was a flying 1/2 with vigilance. And I was like, Blake, brother, how could you do this to me, man? He's like, it couldn't be anyone else.
He knew.
Yeah. Loading Ready Run didn't get the preview. Serge Jaeger got the preview. That was how much Hovermyr was associated with me.
I gotta say that's gotta be a pretty gratifying feeling.
It was pretty cool.
When an archetype is like you are identified that by the makers of the game, right?
I mean, more so just the card, not even the archetype, just Hovermyr in particular.
Yeah.
And every time we did a set review on North 100 for the longest time, we would be like, so is this finally going to bump Hovermyr from your list? And I was like, no, brother, no. And and like other reasons that was so great was the deck could play cards like Foundry Inspector. A lot of these cost reductions. I think there's Ethereum Sculptor was another one as well
the
from
one in the
Alara
blue.
block, right? Yeah, just ways to keep that strategy going.
Did it play like Joybra's Familiar? That's the owl. That's kind of just like the same thing as Foundry Inspector.
That was
like
close.
4 mana.
Yeah,
right?
that was with Dominaria, which is getting a little bit towards the end
of its life. Okay,
above the Hovermyr era.
Sure.
Right, and then I'll be honest, that time has passed. Like, Hovermyr into Master of Ethereum, into cranial plating was good, but power creep is a thing. And have you heard of Modern Horizons 3?
Yeah. I mean, we as the purveyors of North 100 Showdown and whatnot, the Modern Horizons creep is real, right? When you've just described you've got this Hovermyr and you put this cranial plating and you put all these like other little artifacts, and then the person across from you is like, Mountain Ragavan, right? And you're just like,
or even worse,
neat.
Mountain Mox Brotherhood's End or whatever, right?
Yeah, Brotherhood's End is like 3, but that just destroys your whole world.
Yeah, and then you just cry.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine too, just like Affinity, I've seen at least in the Highlander thing, seems to be more oriented less on like, I'm gonna turn things sideways and kill you, and it goes into like more of like a Paradox Academy, like Tolarian Academy, Eggsy sort of show.
That's what
right?
this Workshop Weenie was always different about. It was always aggressive because like Workshop Weenie existed at the same time that Paradox Academy was around, and it was important to differentiate itself from it. And instead of going big and combo, the affinity creatures helped a lot for tempo. Most of my builds were 3 colors, typically Grixis was the main one. And then I did try a couple of times going into Esper with, oh my God, what's that? It's a white enchantment that all artifacts you control get +2/+2.
Oh,
it was like a huge archetype in Modern for Tempered Steel. Tempered Steel. I think it was actually a standard deck. I don't even know.
Yeah, I mean, Tempered Steel is huge.
Yeah. And that was a fun version. Like, trust me, I brewed everywhere. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's so many directions that deck got pulled because it turns out there's a shocking amount of creatures that are like, this is a white 1/1. Mm-hmm. But if you have 3 artifacts, it's a 3/2. But if you have too many of those, then you don't actually have as many artifacts, right? Yeah. And it makes the deck building kind of hard, and you can't cast that off Workshop, which is the heart of the deck. That's
the reason that you start. That's the genesis of the deck. So what about this archetype speaks to you particularly?
Man, that's really tough. At my heart, I've always been a brewer. And I've never been a huge net decker. And in Commander and in Highlander, it's very interesting because a lot of people like to identify themselves by a particular deck.
Sure.
And I mean, I picked one obviously for the sake of this. And I think what drew me to this archetype in particular was the fact that nobody else was really exploring it at the time. And there were some other people in Victoria who started doing a lot of this sort of alongside me. Right now, there's a local player named Matthew who is probably, I would even say, is championing this even more than I have. And like modern versions of the, we don't want to answer the question. Oh, I'm pivoting into other stuff.
No, this is great. I mean, this is a place where you can just wax poetic.
Yeah,
the thing that
just kind of yap. Yeah,
that's the whole point of it. Yeah.
Well, I want to answer your question at first. It was just fun to brew, and it was fun to iterate. And I don't typically keep one deck together for a very long time.
That's the content creator curse.
Yeah, man. Like you're like, I'll play this for a week or two, I'll tear it apart. But I kept coming back to this one over and over, which was kind of fun. It's one of the few decks that I have like a lot of foils for it. You know, you acquire, pick over time. You're like, yeah, I'll get a foil version of this terrible Affinity 25-cent card, which is like a $10 foil or something.
Yeah. I mean, I think
from Scar's block.
Yeah, I think it's important as even if you're somebody who's constantly brewing and making new stuff all the time. I think it's really, really important to as you're going, identify something that you really enjoyed and put that in your back pocket.
Oh, sure.
Right? And that seems to be what Hovermyr really is for you. It's like if we're looking for, Serge is putting on a Snuggie and he's got his little slippies on and there's a cozy fire, he's playing Hovermyr.
The number of different copies of Hovermyr I have now. So I had fans at conventions. I actually have an artist-proof copy.
No way.
Because somebody gifted it to me, which
That
is
rules.
unbelievably sweet. But I'm going to be honest, new versions of the deck have cut it.
I was gonna say, so where we're doing. Green Day has started playing. The Time of Their Life is like we're seeing the photos going across of
That's like a classic rock song.
Yeah. Oh
now,
yeah.
man.
Where are they now? What is this deck turned into now?
So I'd say there's two versions of it. There's a primarily blue version off of like Urza Lord High Artificer. Hell of a magic card, right?
Yeah, it turns out.
And like that and Urza's Saga and the 4-mana Karn, it turns out Karnstructs are just better than Hovermyr will ever be, which is a little bit sad.
This thing gets bigger on its own.
Yeah. And the idea is still there of like accelerate out really powerful artifacts, except the artifacts are just more powerful. And that also plays like Thought Monitor.
Sure.
So instead of getting a free 2/2, you get a 1-mana flying 2/2 that draws you 2 cards when it ETBs, right? Like this power creep. So that's one version. There's another version that Wheeler and I have been tinkering a little bit more that hasn't taken off as much, which we call sort of like Arista Scraps.
Ooh, okay.
So you're playing Goblin Welder, and you're the 40K set brought out. It's like a 5-mana Dreadnought that when it ETBs, you destroy a permanent.
Oh, Chaos Defiler.
Chaos Defiler, right? And you're like, Hovermyr is like, please don't forget me. And you're looking at the other stuff that you can do these days, and it's just so much cooler. So those are the two directions, like this big blue, or this like really cool interactive, like in and out of your graveyard shenanigan kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's something to be said though too when you're in this line of work and you have this card that is so near and dear to your heart that it's like I can play this really good version that beats down and stuff like that, but the pop off on the gratification you get to see like when you resolve a Hovermyr in the year of our Lord 2025 and the person goes, oh,
you're like, sorry, what does that do?
Yeah.
You're like, you run out of cards, brother.
But maybe that thing gets to snake by, right? They're like, I'm not going to use my fatal push on this idiot, right? But then you just kind of get somebody.
And then you sneak in with an Ember Cleave and you hit him for 4.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, listen. Most Canadian Highlander players are taking themselves down to like 16 or 15 off of fetches and shocks anyway, so you only got a little bit of a ways to go.
Yeah. Like, I don't even know if I can justify playing Hovermyr even as a meme these days, man. Like, I don't know. Wheeler is just ground down on me, just like the sandpaper.
Don't let things being bad not put the card in the we're gonna rework this. I feel like this needs to be the mantra of this show.
All right.
Just because the card bad does not make the deck sad.
There we go. Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Yeah.
I don't know. You say that on the one hand. On the other hand, it's like, Serge, you have a 29% win percentage against Wheeler in Canadian.
Listen, numbers are just numbers. All right? Numbers be numbers.
Look, I've been greedy. I'm going through this new redemption arc, all right?
There's got to be a point in which you lose so many times that the
you overflow back to winning.
Hold on.
Let him cook.
You've lost so many times that the sting of defeat no longer is as bad as the good feeling vibe you get when you tap 1 mana and play Hovermyr.
Yeah, when my workshop goes in and I float 1 and I mana burn. Yeah,
I'm just saying. If you lose a lot, losing can't be that much. It can't be
losing again doesn't hurt anymore. All right, 2025 is the year of a Hovermyr.
I'm just saying. Well, thank you very, very much for talking about Hovermyr, and this is great because I think a lot of people who maybe have only like started recently watching us have known this card about you, but they've never been like, why does Serge like this janky common from what?
Use Scars?
It's like Scars.
No. It was the first Phyrexian set. It was the first Phyrexia.
Wow. Okay.
I'm looking it up. Hovermyr.
Maybe the voice of Graham can help us.
Gosh, I hope so.
New Phyrexia.
It was New Phyrexia. That's not the first set, right?
I think that was the first Phyrexia set, wasn't it?
I thought
was
Phyrexia
it
is the last one.
You're thinking of Scars of Mirrodin, Mirrodin Besieged, and then New Phyrexias.
Yeah,
it was
the
the
last
third
one,
set in the second.
Sorry, it was the
Mirrodin
last chapter of the first Phyrexia.
Yeah.
The second Mirrodin.
Right, of course, because the
Fifth
old,
Dawn and
okay. Yes. Very good.
Cool. I'm glad we're all on the same page.
You know what? There's a world where there's a Magic player who was like, wait, there were 2 more Phyrexias before all will be one?
Well, because then, you also have the what? No, the Phyrexia All Will Be One was 2023. Mm-hmm. New Phyrexia was 2011.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Well, there you go. You've got this card that you still love 14 years later.
You can almost vote.
Thank you so much, everybody, for decking this out.
Nope. Yeah, good pun. Good
No,
pun.
I'm just saying that this is a brand new thing, and we just the main goal of it is that we just really want to spread the positivity about Magic and get people, because these cards and these decks that we create are really, really important to us, and I love hearing people's stories about it. So thank you very much for sharing it.
My
buddy.
pleasure, friend.
I want to remind everybody that if you enjoy this kind of content, you can support us over at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. You're the reason we're able to do all this cool stuff. So thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And consider subscribing here on YouTube if you haven't already, and giving this a like. And if you'd like to hear from certain creators, or you've got suggestions on things that you'd like to see in this kind of show, let us know down below. We're kind of experimenting here and trying out something new and fun. So hope you enjoyed it. I've been Ben. This has been my amazing guest, Serge.
What up?
And we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.